Well, good evening to you. Welcome to the Friday edition of the show. As we speak, Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and the WABL Lions of Cameroon currently battling it out right there in Austria. Before we came into the studio, it was a 1-0. Cameroon, Nigeria trailing, Cameroon leading by a goal. Will be your highs and your hears, especially if you're not watching the game. Good to see you. I'm Yemi Adebayo, and that's how we welcome you to the show tonight. We're going to be talking about that game. We'll give you updates from that game the moment we have it. We're also going to be talking about things happening on the domestic scene. We'll continue with our countdown to the Olympics. We'll tell you what Japan is doing. On the show, there'll be a slice of badminton as we go on. We'll talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League, the Nigeria National League, and we will also talk about the European Championships. We'll profile Group D today. We'll take a look at the teams in Group D, their history, and their current form, and what the stats say about them. That's what we'll do for you on the show tonight. And as we go on, we'll also take a look at what is happening at Roland Garros, the French Open. That's the outlook of the show tonight. We bid you to just sit back, relax, as we bring all of this to you for your viewing pleasure. So that's what we came here to do. Let me quickly introduce my partner on the show. He joins me in the Lagos studio. Ikenna Okechukwu, who joins me tonight. Ikenna, greetings to you. Thanks for being here with me.
Thank you very much. It's another Friday. We are here to, well, the season is over, but there's a competition we are looking forward to. It's coming up next week. So it's good to discuss what's happening in the world of sports this Friday. All
right. So at some point, our friend Alfred Okoliwe will join us and we'll take a look at all of these things that I've talked about. Let's give you the situation report from that game that has the Super Eagles and the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. A quick situation report as it stands. That's it on your screen. It's live. It's going on as we speak. Cameroon still leading by a goal. And if anything happens, we'll let you know in that. Before we move on, Ikenna, let me just quickly get your thoughts. You saw a little of the game. In terms of the personnel, I really don't have any arguments as to those who played. But overall, it's been a lackluster performance.
Yeah, they're coming from a very, very long season.
Yes.
So you don't blame. Even some of the friendly matches we watched in this past week has been very
drab.
Very drab. The players have been laboring to just finish the game. So maybe it came too quickly for them. I think maybe their minds are all on their summer holidays.
Yeah.
So it's just a friendly game. It's just for them to come together, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the camaraderie spirit in the national team. So whatever comes out of it is fine. There's no big deal about it.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. If anything happens, we'll let you know. But as it stands, the Super Eagles of Nigeria trailing Cameroon as we slug it out on the field in friendly. Let's move on the show. We're going to start from home and talk about what's happening here at home. We'll start with football on the show tonight. We're done with this friendly, so let's move on the show. Of course, like I said, we'll be talking. All right, it's good to bring you into all that we're doing on the show. I'm very sure on a night like this, you want to talk to us. That's what you need to do right there on your screen. If you want to be a part of the show, you're probably joining us for the first time and you're wondering what you need to do. You have it right there on your screen. So that's it. Do be a part of the show, and we will do our best to factor in all of your comments and all of the things that you are saying on the show. All right, we move on the show. Of course, today there was a meeting, and of course, I had the President Muhammadu Buhari, and of course, Sunday Dare, the Sports Minister, and the Nigerian Football Federation President, Amaju Pinnick, and the President, that's talking about President Buhari, has expressed his optimism that the membership of the Nigerian Football Federation President, that's Amaju Pinnick, in the FIFA Council will provide benefits that will lead to the advancement of football in Africa and, by extension, Nigeria. President Buhari urged football stakeholders to provide Nigeria with a 10-year football master plan that will ensure youth football development in line with FIFA's commitment. The president pledged his administration's commitment to turn sports into business. Let's listen to some of the things said at that meeting. We'll come back to discuss more on all of this.
This position on the FIFA Council will provide benefits that will lead to the advancement of football in Africa and to Nigeria. Without prejudice to the continental nature of your assignment at the Council, I urge you to use your position to ensure Nigeria's sporting image receives a global boost. I know this position will assist Nigeria to get technical and financial support from FIFA, and your position should create a platform for other Nigerians to enter into the FIFA family and other international sports federations.
All right, so that's it. The president, Belly, just saying it, that, of course, we need to have a master plan, and obviously hoping that Ahmad Pinnick's presence in that FIFA Council will benefit Africa and, by extension, Nigeria. And I think that's a good one. Ikena, your thoughts on that quickly? That meeting at the State House, very good.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. At least it shows there is progress, there is unity, especially in the football house. So the sports minister and the NFF president going to meet the president is something wonderful. And we have a lot of, the World Cup qualification is coming up. Mm-hmm. So that means that we need the government backing, we need the government seriousness in all we are going to do. So it's amazing. It's like an endorsement from the presidency on the NFF and the sports ministry. So that shows that everything is working hand in hand to make sure that we get there. And what I like is about the master plan, the 10-year master plan, making sports in general viable, making people come into sport, which is a very, very nice thing to do. So if all can take from what he has said, go back to the drawing table and bring out that master plan, it will benefit everybody.
All right, so that's good. Don't just, go into things without having a plan. That's what the president is saying, basically. Let's move on. Let's also just quickly go back to, we'll do our best to be updating you as much as we can. 76 minutes of football played in that friendly, and it's still a goal in favor of Cameroon. About 76 minutes of football played, about 14 minutes left to be played in that friendly. It's live. It's going on as we speak. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated on all that is going on. Of course, it appears like the Super Eagles are trying to fight back in the game. We'll see whether their efforts will yield any results. Okay, so we'll move on the show. Let's talk about the aftermath of the National Sports Festival, and we go to one of the states to talk about what has happened. Of course, Governor Abdullahi Sile has rewarded the state's contingent for the National Sports Festival tagged Edo 2020, the just concluded National Sports Festival. Of course, the Nasarawa State Governor announced the rewards when he received the contingent today at the Government House in Lafia. 1 million naira for gold medalists, 750,000 naira for those who won silver, and the 500,000 naira for the athletes that came back with a bronze medal. The state, at the event, the state got 5 gold medals, 4 silver, 13 bronze, that put them in the 18th position on the table. These are pictures from that event where the governor met with Team Nasarawa, and he also was able to reward those athletes. Let's take some reactions from that. We'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
I want to thank all the athletes, irrespective of whether you have won a medal or not, for the fact that the conditions were not actually clear yet. You have gone out there, you put in your best, And to say that we came in, the 5th out of the 19 states in the northern part of the country, I think it's a huge achievement. And I want to thank you sincerely for what you have done. So for the 5 gold medalists, from our own side, the state government will give each one of them 1 million naira. For the silver, the 4 of you will give you 750,000 naira. And for the bronze now, we'll give you 500,000 naira.
All right. Cheers and applause in Lafia as the governor announced rewards for the athletes, and a very good one, I'm very sure, a good feeling for the athletes who represented their states and did very well for the states. Ikena, let's talk about this as well a little. We're beginning to see all of this happen in quick succession. Governors, stakeholders rewarding excellence, rewarding athletes, and the moment the governor mentioned the amount,
the applause was he went on another level. It's nice, it's motivational, it's good for the athletes. At least they have seen a reward from what they have done in the sports festival. So, but my question is, after this, what next? That's where the question comes in. What next would they do? What are the programs? Just like we just said about the president, the sports ministry and the NFF meeting the presidency. The master plan. What is the master plan? What's the 3-year, 4-year, 5-year plan that these athletes can latch on and start working on? It's not when the next sports festival comes up, you start hauling athletes and start gathering them together. What are they? Are they going for tournaments? Are you sending them to overseas tournaments? What are you going to? Are they going into camping? So aside the reward, which has changed a lot, which is going to change a lot of lives, what next for these athletes? That's the question. All
right, and so I hope the question will be answered very soon. All right, let's move on and talk about what's happening. Still talking sports, I told you we're going to give you a slice of badminton. So let's just go there and talk about what the Badminton Association has decided to do to honor some of the athletes who represented their various states at the just concluded National Sports Festival. Of course, there was an occasion, and they decided to honor all of those athletes, especially the ones that did very well. The Federation took it upon itself to honor those athletes. And what you have on screen, it's that ceremony where all of that took place. Let's allow you see these pictures and take some reactions from the event. We'll come back to talk some more on all that transpired.
I'm going to give a kudos to the Lagos State Sports Association for them to come up with this kind of organization or this kind of program to reward the athletes. This will make the athletes to push more and want to do more and want to put more effort in their various training. So I think this is going to be an example for other sports also to follow.
Doing the presentation for us here today is something that I can see that makes, as in they took the level of the game in the States, they took it higher, they raised the bar for us, even for other board that is coming in next time, they will understand that this is the standard, you understand. So I'm very, very impressed with what they did, and I'm so happy that I'm part of Lagos State team.
I feel so excited because this is the first time I'm experiencing such before. So I feel so honored by our Lagos State board because I've never experienced such thing like this before. So I feel so much excited. Have this kind of turnout, kind of hosting, and the prestige and the executive people that I'm meeting here. So I feel so honored.
Actually, with this, it will give me more motivation, more morale to train hard for the next festival. I want to train more with the guys because I don't play with the guys more often. So I want to play with the guys. I want to create more times for my training because I'm in school, so I'm doing both together.
Wow. And I give God the glory. Despite the shortcomings that have happened, but God still rewarded me and my team. It's telling me that I need to work harder I need to push more, not just the award, not just the wow, but you have to take a step ahead of where I am.
All right, the association took it upon itself to honor medalists. I mean, he can also another good one that must be commended.
Yeah, I think some of these sports are beginning to make themselves be seen out there.
Which is very important.
Which is very important. Which is beautiful. At least they have, after this festival, all the dust has settled. They have not brought back their own to reward them and also advise them. Like some of them we are saying, they told them to work harder, to improve on so and so aspect of your game. So it's beautiful. At least it gives them a sense of belonging. They know they belong to an association instead of abandoning them and leaving them to their fate. So it's beautiful. It's wonderful. And from here they can go into coaching clinics. They can go into tournaments. They can go into camping. A lot of things can happen from this event. It's like gathering of minds. Rewarding them, talking to them, motivating them for the future. It's beautiful. I really love it.
I do as well, and very good when you gather your athletes together, irrespective of which part they're from. At least they're doing the sport, so it's one umbrella. Okay, that's a good one. Let's go on and talk about the big one now. The Olympics is upon us. Just barely a month and a half to the Olympics. And let's just tell you from where we stand, 49 days to go to the biggest sporting event on the planet. I'm very sure nobody has any arguments about that. The Olympics, a multi-sport event, of course, is been shrouded by all the things surrounding COVID-19 has tainted this year's edition somewhat. But as far as the organizers are concerned, as far as the International Olympic Committee is concerned, this will go on. So let's just show that to you. 49 days to go, 49 days to the Olympics. That's the official position. That's the line of the IOC, and that's where we stand on this. 49 days to go, the Olympics will happen. You were with me last week when we talked about it, and we said at this point, nobody's asking anymore if the Olympics will be held. We know it's going to be scaled down. We know that there's going to be strict protocols, but it's going to be held.
It's going to be held. And I think what happened in the UEFA Champions League that took place last Friday, it has also raised some questions because a lot of the fans were asked to go into isolation. But I know that in Japan there will be strict restrictions across board. So, and it's going to. The bottom line is that the games will happen. There's no postponement. It's going to take place. So, let's see how it goes. The Games Village is already an isolation center, if you ask me.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. So it's going to happen. There will be street movement, and it will not be open to guests from across the world. So it's just for the Japanese. A few of them.
I guess the only thing we're waiting for is what they'll say about the journalists.
If you are able to, first and foremost, I think they have to come in early. They have to. If you test positive, you have to quarantine. So a lot of those things will happen.
Well, what I'm saying is that the IOC needs to be clear. The other time, I think it was Mark Adams that was joking about it and saying that, the rules will be more strict for.
It might be you can affiliate with. I don't know. We're not saying it on the table. You can affiliate with journalists in Japan to be sending your story. That's basic thing. Or you can like when they started.
There'll probably be a reporter from the pool representing everybody, filing in the stories. It's a unique situation.
It's a unique situation.
We have to find a way around it.
In the last UEFA, the Champions League before the last season Champions League, I think if you're not from that particular country, you're not allowed to travel. So let's say Man City, we are playing Lyon. So if you're not from France or you're not from England, journalists were not allowed to go from other countries. So that was the way they did it.
All right. It will be interesting to see how they do this one. Of course, let's talk about this one, the torch relay. Torch relay on Friday, and that's what has happened today at the Niigata Prefecture. Of course, there were stops in Toyama and Ishikawa. It was, in some of those places, it was reduced to on-stage torch kiss ceremonies due to the surge in coronavirus. But what you have here is, because you don't have...
People are on the streets, people are waving.
In this particular area.
But once it was saw Friday too, I saw people on the streets, waving and, you know, happy, cheering the
I
runners.
guess they are being guided by the numbers.
Yeah.
In places where, I mean, okay, take a look at this place, for instance.
Yeah.
You're not seeing, okay, here you could see people lining up the streets, but it's mixed. It's mixed. And in places even where they allowed some of the spectators to come out, you could see that
Social distancing.
there were barriers,
Yes.
social distance, and all of that. I mean, I don't envy the organizers at all.
No,
it's a tough job.
It's a
Look at this
heavy
scene.
weight on their
Look at
shoulders.
this scene as well. You know, people didn't line the streets. People just in bit of clusters. All right, I will leave it at that. We need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, we take a look at what's happening in Nigeria, talking about football and a whole lot more. All for you when we return from this break. All right, welcome back. And, well, I had to be the bearer of bad news, but here I have to say it. The game has ended, international friendly between Nigeria and Cameroon, and it's ended 1-0 in favor of the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. They won that game, courtesy of a goal they scored in the 36th minute, and Giza Sambo got that goal for the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. But, well, it's a friendly. You can't read too much, and it's off-season. From what I saw, I guess the guys from Cameroon wanted it more. I mean, the tackles were flying in.
And their coach, they have a new coach, so Osesao, so
maybe.
So it's just a friendly game, And we have another shot at it on Tuesday, so let's see how it goes. It's a friendly game. That's not
all right. Okay. So from time to time we'll revert to talk about football, even though we still have a lot of other things on the menu. Let's quickly, since we're done talking about the touch relay, let's talk about what's happening in Nigeria. We talk about the Nigeria Olympian Association. Of course, they've decided to, Nigeria Olympian Association, they've decided to honor 15 Olympians, and they will be doing that on June 24. They have decided that some of these guys who've represented Nigeria at the highest level should be honored, should be celebrated, and 15 of them will be celebrated on June 24. Let's listen to members of the association tell us what they plan to do with regards the 15 that they intend to honor.
We're going to honor our legends. We are going to celebrate ourselves. We're going to give the younger generation something that they have to be looking up to, so that they will have a mission, an innovation, and a passion to wear green, white, green, the color. It's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of discussion. We decided that on the 23rd of June, so that will be the Olympic Day. We're going to have Olympia Forum and the activities, and AGM, we're going to call it. And on the 24th, we're going to be having a banquet and dinner, which will be called the labor of our heroes past. And with this, about the 15 Olympians who have represented this country from 1952 up to the moment will be rewarded, awarded, and celebrated.
All right, I love the last lines: awarded, rewarded, celebrated. Olumide Oyedejide speaking on behalf of fellow Olympians and talking about what they intend to do. Of course, this is also something that I like, and it appears we're having a lot of things we like on the show tonight.
A lot of people are coming on board.
If people don't celebrate you, you should.
And it's been long. It's been long. They should be, because though some of the games we've gone to, we came back empty-handed, but some we really participated well. We really made an impact.
Even the ones we didn't get anything, the athletes weren't lacking in effort.
Yes, you can't blame them for not.
Blame other circumstances for them not coming back.
Or the competition was a notch higher.
Not channel, yes, so it's understandable. Okay, we leave it at that, and we'll move on the show. All right, let's talk about football on the domestic scene. Let's start with the Nigeria Professional Football League on the show. Let's go there quickly and take a look at fixtures for match day 25. Match day 25, we see some very interesting fixtures, and I know Ikena has a lot to say. Let me read from the screen. Katsina United will be against Nasarawa United. Damawa United will face Plateau United. Kano Pillars up against Eyimba, the Aba Elephants. This one stands out for me. Heartland will take on Rivers United, also a big fixture. Wiki Tourist up against Aqua United. These are some of the fixtures. Kwara United will be up against Jigawa Golden Stars. Abia Warriors takes on FC Ifeanyi Oba. Rangers International will take on MFM FC. We'll see. Of late, we used to say they are bad travelers, but of late, I think they've got a couple of results on the road, so we'll see what happens. Dakada and Lobby Stars will try each other for size. Warri Wolves and Sunshine Stars also will battle it out. Ikena, let me come to you. Let me give you a few minutes to properly dissect all of these things and tell us what you think will happen in some of the venues.
Man, like you said, I got my eyes on Kano Pillars versus Enyimba. It's a huge one. If Enyimba had won that game against Heartland, that would have been 9 points in 3 games. But unfortunately for them, it's 7. They still have some games in hand. But it's going to be a huge game. Kano Pillars haven't lost in a while now. I think 7 to 8 games. So Enyimba traveling to Kano is going to be one tough game.
Okay.
But it's going to be live on TV.
Yeah.
And I think Enyimba is going to bring their A game on that day.
All right.
Probably they're going to pinch a point from in Kano.
Oh, that's a boat call.
Yeah.
Enyimba to pinch.
Take a point. I'm in good form now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. In fairness, your predictions in the past 2 weeks have been correct. So I'm going to note this one. I'm going to write it down. You're making a call, a bold one, that Enyimba can pick a point in Kano.
Yeah, they can pick a point in Kano. They can. Then I'm looking at Heartland versus Rivers United. Both of them didn't win in the past week. Rivers United actually last minute took a last minute effort for them to grab a point against Wiki Tourist in Port Harcourt. So this is one tough game they're going to face against Heartland. Then also MFM versus Rangers. MFM has, against all expectations, they have been doing well this season.
Yes.
They have been doing well this season. And the change of coach did them a world of favor.
Yeah,
did them a world of
around.
good. Yeah, so it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a wonderful MFM. And from what you said, they are no more the bad travelers we used to know. They are getting good on the domestic scene. So it's going to be another tough game, which I have my answer. But everyone is looking at that Kano Pillars versus Enyimba.
Sure.
Tough game.
Sure.
If Enyimba is able to get that point, their match towards the top of the table have already started.
All right. Let's play a thought for Aqua United away. What do you think will happen in their own game against Wiki Tourist?
What is happening this season is what we have been looking out for. You lose at home, you go away, you win, or you get something. Wiki Tourist lost to Enyimba. They went away. They even scored first against Rivers United. They picked a draw. So coming back home, they wouldn't want to make it 2 games on the trot, losing 2 games on the trot, and also not winning in 3 games. That would be a big listen on them. So Aqua United has been playing pretty well. They are one of my favorites to win this year's title. Really.
Aqua United.
Yes, Aqua United. So, but that game, it might be very, very, very tough. It might be a very, very tough one for them.
All right. Okay, let's leave it at that. Iken has made his call, and some of the things he said has been noted. Let's take a step down. No disrespect to the Nigeria National League, I must say, but we'll take a step down and talk about the next CADA. That's the NNL. Let's take a look at the fixtures in the NNL and reel it out for you. Of course, we'll listen to what Ikeda has to say about some of the matches. Group A1, EFCC against Oya Sports, FC Taraba against Sokoto United, Green Berets will take on Gombe United. El Kanemi Warriors will be up against Rara. And quickly we go to match day 14 in Group A2. Shekarau Babes will take on DMD. Road Safety will take on Malum Fashi. You also have Niger Tornadoes up against Kebbi United. ABS, Abubakar Bukola Saraki. Babes will take on Yobe Desert Stars. Kogi United will take on Samfara. So, yeah, match day 14 for Group A2. Then we move on and talk about B1, very exciting B1. You have match day 18 fixtures in B1. Shoe United are up against Shooting Stars. Stationary Resource against Dynamite Force. Go around with trade tackles with Delta Force. Giant Breelers with Tryon. FCD Lion for Size Calabar Rovers. And in there we will trade tackles. Ekiti United will take on Vandresa FC. Then, of course, last but not the least, Group B2, match day 21 fixtures in Group B2. FC1 Rocket will take on Ole Arrows. Julius Atete will take on Crown FC of Ogbomoso. Ibom Youth up against Gateway. Godoski up against Abia Comets. Rebel Stars will try Bedell Insurance Society. Apex Crane will take on Joy Comet. Let me give you a minute or two. Talk about what we should expect this weekend.
I think the star match for me is Remo Stars versus Bedell Insurance.
Okay.
And that B2 is really, really exciting. Apart from Holy Arrows, they all have a chance of making it to the playoffs. So that is one play. If I have a time, I might go to Rebel to watch that game. Yeah, it's a very very tough game for both sides. So, well, coming to our favorite team in B1, Vandresa. I was telling someone they on their platform they started a campaign about bringing back fans back to the stadium, and I tweeted about it. I told someone that look at a team that is going beyond the 3 points on the field of play. That's what we're talking about. You know, they're championing it. A lot of people are
subscribing to it.
So
fan involvement.
Every other thing has been opened. The shops have been opened. The church has been opened. The religious other religious things have been opened. Why not sports? Let the crowd come in. You can reduce the capacity. You can maybe from instead of the full capacity can be 1/3 or so, but at least let fans come in. There is look at the Champions League final. There is a bit of an atmosphere when the fans are
with the fans, even though it wasn't full.
Yeah.
With the fans.
So even the Euros that is coming up, they are looking at making it a third or so in terms of capacity. So
all right.
NNL has been exciting actually. So we look forward to another exciting weekend.
Okay, we look forward to another exciting weekend. Ike had brought up the little matter of the Euros. So let's go there quickly. The Euros. Let's continue with our profile of the Euros. 7 days, just about a week before the European Championship starts. So today we're looking at Group D. Group D, we have Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland. If we go by FIFA ranking, England is the highest ranked team in that group. They're ranked number 4 among football playing nations by FIFA, followed by Croatia in 14, Czech Republic in 40, Scotland in 44. If we go by FIFA ranking, but of course, only one of them have been able to win this tournament before. The Czech Republic, when it was Czech Republic. So, 1976.
Yes, I remember.
So, but on paper, stats don't play football, but on paper, according to FIFA, England is the strongest in the group. So, like I've asked my other partners on the show, which 2 teams do you think will pull through, and do you think we're going to see an upset?
Croatia and England will pull through. Because it's actually 2 teams qualify automatic, then that will be the third best team. So I think Croatia and England will wrap it up for that. But you never know when England plays Scotland. It's the home nation rivalry. So you never know when they play. And one thing that I told everyone before is football goes in circle. So there's an era. Remember when the Dutch had their era, 88, all of a sudden they fizzled out, and we didn't see Holland again up until 1994. So football goes in circle. Scotland is beginning to rediscover themselves again. They have players in Liverpool, they have players in Arsenal, they have players in some of the clubs in England. So they are beginning to rediscover themselves again. Their main team, Rangers, once Rangers and Celtic do well in Europe, then the Scottish national team is positioned to do well. So there might be a surprise from one of those teams, Czech Republic. But if any surprise is going to come, I'm going to tip Scotland.
Okay.
They might cause an upset in that group.
Okay. All right. So Ikena is keeping an eye on Scotland, but he thinks Croatia and England will qualify from that group. All right. Gareth Southgate, he's had a couple of issues to deal with. Picked Trent Alexander-Arnold only for Trent to get injured.
He had 4 right full backs.
Yes.
I think at the point he was a bit confused. But
I think he knows what he wants. I think the media were trying to question him, and to me, he gave them a very good answer. You're seeing 4 right backs. I'm seeing 4 very good football players who can play very, very different roles in a football game. Even though, to your point, I still think it's an overkill.
It's an overkill, if you ask me. It's an overkill, and maybe he was trying to play to the gallery or satisfy a group of people.
I think if he had dropped Trent, because people were waiting for him.
But at the point, this guy had a good game against Sterling. That's Reece James had a good game against Sterling in that final. Yeah. So that's
couldn't ignore him as well.
Kieran Trippier won the Spanish La Liga.
With Atletico.
That's all we could do.
The other one with City.
Yeah.
It's very, 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 very difficult. All right, let's go on now. Let's leave the Euros and quickly talk about, of course, World Cup qualifiers in the CONMEBOL region. We talked about the fixtures yesterday, so let's give you the results. Then we also talk about a game that will be played later, early hours of tomorrow, that is. But Argentina and Chile, the guys with me yesterday predicted that it was going to be tough, and indeed, it was tough. Lionel Messi and Alexis Sanchez both scoring for their teams. Uruguay and Paraguay goalless, it ended. Peru and Colombia hit Peru 3-0. Bolivia and Venezuela. Bolivia know how to milk their
attitude.
And they defeated Venezuela 3-1. These are the results.
Colombia played actually without James Rodriguez.
Yeah.
They said he was unfit.
Yes.
They dropped him. So hitting Peru 3-0 is no mean achieved. It's no mean feat. And Peru were at the last World Cup.
Yeah.
So
all right.
South America is a very tough zone.
Very, very tough zone.
Very
the toughest because you're going to play everybody.
Yeah.
You're not escaping anybody. Let's look at the fixture, just one fixture for, still talking about the qualifiers now. One fixture remaining, Brazil and Ecuador. And, you've talked about this region. You might be surprised. Yeah. This game probably will end in a draw.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it will, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. They know each other so well.
It's a tough, because 10 teams, 4 to qualify. I think one for playoff. It's a tough zone. It's a really, really tough zone. And some of these teams, the Ecuador, Venezuela, some of them are coming up, trying to challenge the status quo, trying to challenge the order. So, and I really love watching those games whenever they're on TV. It's a very tough zone.
Very, very tough zone to beat. All right, so that's the much we're going to take for qualifiers in that CONMEBOL region. Let's go on now to talk some tennis. All right, so it's early days, but we've seen everybody play almost, and that's going to be a parting shot. We've seen most people, the ones that are still here, play like 3 matches already.
Yeah.
So in the men's single, who are you tipping? And also keep in mind the routes that they might have to do. Because of the seedings, Rafael Nadal might have to go past, before getting to the final, might have to go past Djokovic and Federer before he gets to the final.
It doesn't matter.
Usually he meets one of them in the final, but now he has to go to
They can line up the two. He doesn't care. It's clear. He owns it. That is his stuff. He has established that in that.
So a straight call for the men's Rafael Nadal.
Rafael Nadal.
For the ladies.
I'll go for Serena.
Wow.
I'll go for Serena just for that determination and that pattern. She really needs that trophy. She needs one more Grand Slam. That's what she needs. after that. And
but between me and
you know, she
even if she doesn't win, does she need to prove anything to anybody?
She just wants that see, for posterity's sake, she needs that record.
Yeah.
She wants it there. And for a woman of color, she wants it there. She wants it established. She didn't go for the last tournament just to make space for her, be in shape for this particular tournament. So I'm rooting for her. I think she might just make it this time around.
All right.
And there's no Naomi Osaka.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. I've credited you for your predictions, but I'll note this one down as well. Ikenna Okechukwu, I want to thank you for your time on the show. Thanks for being here. Thank you as well for allowing us to be a part of your day. I implore you to enjoy your weekend. Of course, enjoy the rest of the day, by extension the weekend as well. Back again next week. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.